Ever since I first read The Secret Garden, I've loved the idea that everyone should have a little bit of earth to care for. Mary Lennox believed there was something magical about gardens. This little corner of my front yard has been neglected for years. Join me as I attempt to fill it with flowers, pollinators, and hopefully a little bit of cottage garden romance. We have a lot of work to do. Before we go shopping for flowers, let's pull these weeds and this old weed barrier. According to everything I've read about perennial gardens, weed barrier and perennials are not a good combination. The weed barrier will just end up choking the flowers and maybe even make the weeds worse. Now, I am not a professional. I know the look I want, a romantic cottage garden that makes me feel like I'm inside of one of my favorite books. But it's important that I do some research to make sure my little garden is off to its best start. I live in Arkansas, so the summers are hot. Not only are they hot, but they're long. And to top it all off, this small garden will be facing west. That means intense afternoon heat. I already have several factors working against me. I need some perennials that will withstand the heat and are drought resistant. You might notice on the very far left side of my garden, there's a small rose bush. I have no idea what kind of rose bush it is, but it's been there for at least 10 years. It's the only thing that's really survived and has withstood not only a nearby tree removal, but a handful of tornadoes and some seriously strong winds. I believe this little rose bush should stay in my garden. I think she will look lovely next to all the new perennials we will be planting. I'm on a budget, so I'm going to start at Walmart and see what they have. Purple cone flowers. Yes, those are beautiful, very romantic cottage looking and can withstand the heat. Same for black-eyed Susans. And there's what I'm looking for, Shasta daisies. You don't get more romantic cottage than that. They also love plenty of sun. I was able to get several things at Walmart, but one thing I wasn't able to find was catmint. I'm going to pop into one of our local nurseries and see if they have any catmint that will give it that lovely romantic movement that I'm looking for. And you guessed it, catmint loves full sun and doesn't mind Arkansas hot summers. I think it is absolutely beautiful and will really give me that floaty romantic garden I'm after. Now for the tricky part, deciding how I want to place everything. I don't want it to look too put together. I'm really wanting that cozy, whimsical feel. Ultimately, the flowers that I chose were purple coneflowers, black-eyed Susans, salvia, Shasta daisies, and catmint. All of these flowers should thrive in a west-facing garden in Arkansas. Now that I have everything placed where I want, let's get planting. Now that everything has been planted, it's time for a little drink. From everything I've read, the first year is really about root development, and I'll have to water them every day for a few weeks while they get established. I'm so looking forward to seeing what my garden looks like as it grows and thrives through the years. Now that all my plants are in the ground and they've been watered, we're going to cover everything with some mulch. That's just going to give it a nice finished look and help to keep my plants hydrated. Here is what my garden looked like right after everything is planted and the mulch is down. And this is my garden 3.5 weeks later. I did go back and plant a few vincas here and there since my garden is very young and hasn't filled in a lot yet, but I'm so happy with the results. And if you need a reminder, here's the before again, and here's the after. My little patch of earth that has been neglected for so long is now coming to life with flowers, pollinators, and all the small wonders that make a garden feel magical. Make sure you check back in with me over the next few weeks as hopefully my secret garden blooms and every morning reveals new miracles.